So what age was it when you got, because I heard you mention a couple of times like drugs, like what age was it when you got introduced to your vices, whatever they may have been? But I know you're sober now.
Yeah, I started smoking weed when I was like 13, 14.
Pretty standard for,
Yeah,
Right.
growing up out
Lennox,
here.
Hawthorne.
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
It's just, yeah.
Bakersfield
right.
too.
You had to turn
Yeah.
it down like 6 times before that, though.
Right.
So it was probably offered
Well, you have to
too
see
early.
somebody like not like freak out.
Yeah, so that was my first time, and but also we were young, and whatever we had, we smoked. A lot of times, I remember just tweaking because they'd probably give me some other shit with the weed. So I didn't like it. I got paranoid every time, even if I smoked normal weed. But then, like one day, the homie, I was at a marching band rehearsal, and the homie comes up. He's like, "Bro,
Eyes
oh
big.
my God." He's like, "Do you see that, bro?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, nothing's happening." And he's like, "Bro, the fucking, like, the walls are melting." And he's looking at this, like, brick wall, and I'm, like, looking at it. And he's like, you can't see it. Bro, you can't see this.
What was he on shrooms?
Somebody gave him spice.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah, so I'm asking him, I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you looking at? He's like, yo, I'm on acid.
Oh.
And I was just so intrigued by it because I was like, bro, there's no way he's seeing this and I'm left out.
No.
I don't see it.
I'm trying to see it.
I had some of the best times of my life on acid.
Yeah.
I've never done it, but I do have some friends, I won't say y'all names, that have done it and told me they've seen some shit.
I just saw the Dead End Company at the Sphere, and I was like, I kind of have to take some acid because this just wouldn't be right. And let me tell you something, that was a fucking long, strange trip.
Also, the crowd there's gotta be
wild.
nuts.
Yeah, people just like the dance. There's a lot of tricky dance moves going on over there.
Okay, so how long? This is what I never asked them because I know it's a little thing that you put on the tongue. But how long does it last? Is it a quick trip?
Nah, my first trip was probably like a cool 12 hours.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
The thing is too, and this is what I have to clarify all the time is that we were thinking that we were taking LSD, but it was like research chemicals because like it was bitter, your face got numb for the whole trip.
Shit.
It was strong too, bro. Like I had taken pure LSD too at some point, and then I don't think I've ever tripped as hard off of pure LSD or like I've eaten like a fucking 2-ounce bag this big of shrooms in a day, and like I've still never seen the visuals I've seen off of like the research chemicals. And I don't recommend it. I don't condone it because you can die for that shit.
Right.
We were just stupid and thank God nothing happened.
Did you guys know? Or you thought?
After a few years, like we were like, oh, this is what we probably been taking. Like we probably all did our own research and then we all were like, oh, okay, so you also, we know that what we're doing is stupid, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And we kept doing it because I did it until I probably graduated. I was like 14 and a half, 15. I didn't last a lot of time smoking weed. Like I didn't like it, so then I just went straight into
Were
the acid.
you already into the music that you were into
That's
before the
crazy.
acid, or did the acid make it so you're like, actually,
He's like, man,
Tame
I hear
Impala
it.
is kind of making a lot more sense?
Yeah, he's
You
like,
know what's funny, bro?
I can hear these colors, man.
Right.
Tame Impala Lonerism was the album I picked for my first trip. I like loaded it onto my iPod. I had the iPod. I don't know if it's the Nano. You know the ones that
The skinny little one?
Yeah.
Or
The colorful?
Not
Was
the
it the tiny
shuffle.
one?
It was.
The
It had
Nano
a
skinny
screen
one?
on it.
Oh, the Nano.
iPod Classic.
Yeah, the
Nano.
Nano.
What color was yours?
The red one.
Yeah.
It was the red edition.
I wanted
Oh,
the
I know what you're
purple.
talking about.
I'm
Yeah.
still mad at my mom for not getting me that purple one.
Yeah, it was and it was clutch, bro. I loved it. It was like super.
Would you have the 4 gig or the 8 gig?
I think I don't even remember.
That
honestly.
determined who you were.
Yeah. But I definitely had to clear it out a group of times because I had a lot.
Oh, you had the 4.
Yeah, I had
Probably.
a lot of music. Also, like I was a music nerd, so I would find like weird deep cuts, and I would download the RER files and the zip files. I wasn't buying music. Like,
Yeah.
I like too much music, so I wasn't gonna buy the songs.
That's a lot.
So I would find them, find the files online, download them into my iPod. But yeah, I chose Lonerism, and I remember I was in class and I had the tab, and my friend in front of me, she was like, "So you can take it?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'll probably just find the right time to do it. It's probably classes is probably the best time." She's like, "You should take it," and I was like, I don't know, dude. Like, and she was like, I'll take care of you. I'm like, I don't know. This is supposed to last a long time. I don't have you for my next classes.
Yeah.
Like, you'll take care of me for lunch, and that's it.
And what she means she'll take care of you.
Yeah, like I mean, she was just cool. She was a homie, but she was just like, I just want to see what it's like. I'm not gonna take it, but I want to see like what it's.
Oh, she wanted to experience.
She wanted to see how
She
like
wanted you to
be the
I
guinea
research,
pig.
the guinea pig and
research
shit.
development.
So I just looked and I looked at the tab too. But the thing that really made me want to take it, I was just thinking about like my homie just like being so happy that the walls were melting.
Man.
And
Now I know why you like that movie, Walk Hard. It's like,
The Beatles scene is so funny in that movie.
Was that all the same day? The day that you got it and she
So
told
the-
you take it was the day that my walls was melting?
Yeah, so the homie's walls. Well,
whoa,
my bad,
the homie's walls are
Pause.
melting is crazy.
The homie's vision saw walls melting the day before,
Okay.
and then the next day I went and bought the tab, and
So you were Curious George.
yeah, I wasn't gonna wait, and so then I took it like 40 minutes into the class. I was like, she was like, "Do you feel anything?" I'm like, "I don't feel shit." Infamous fucking last words,
like,
right?
8 minutes
That's all you
later.
remember?
and then we were
Oh,
waiting
my
at the side of we were waiting at the side of the door, just like waiting for the bell to ring. And I started look. There's these carpets that the school had, and they were they had like 6 squares that made the carpet, and each square was made by like 3 rectangles, and then so it was like 3 rectangles that made 1 square, and then the next one was vertical, and then the next one was horizontal, right? So that was the whole like carpet, and I started seeing them do this, like doing that, then like shifting, and I was like, I looked at the clock, and the clock was just looking crazy. So I look at my friend, I'm like, yo, I think this shit is hitting me. So she starts talking about some shit, and then I just put my headphones on, and the first song I chose was Feels Like We Only Go Backwards. And I walk out the door. The sun is bright at this point because I'm tripping balls. And we're on the 2nd floor, but the 1st floor turns into the 2nd floor. And they were and Hawthorne High now is like it looks like a fucking
Like a college campus.
yeah, dude. So but that time they were building it.
Yeah.
So there was a bunch of cranes and bulldozers and shit, and they're all floating like this. And I'm on the 2nd floor looking at that, and I feel like I'm dead, like just like dying for like 2 seconds, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta collect myself. I still got like 4 more hours to go fucking class.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, then I like teleported to the lunch line, and I'm like, I got a plate. And then I teleported to the front of the band room, and my hands are covered in potatoes because I guess I turned my tater tots into mush.
And you didn't remember.
I didn't remember
You
doing
don't
that.
want to eat. Like, you're just like, and you see, every time I'm on, I'm like, I must be a vegetarian.
Cuco's like, time to eat my tater tots now.
Yeah.
Squeeze it up.
And then
That's who eat them.
and my friend is with me, like she's taking care of me, but she's like in her own world, like just on her phone, and I'm just like here looking at this shit. So she was kind of being a good babysitter because she wasn't doing anything, just kind of like kicking it.
Right.
Like, was it? And then I started
Yeah.
going around. Then I finally see the brick walls, and I'm like, oh fuck, they really are melting. because the thing is, they had like when paint dries and it's like
Yeah.
looks like it's dripping.
Yeah.
A lot of those walls are painted like that. So the paint starts dripping again. And that's what it looks like it's all forming. So then after that, I was like, this is the best thing on earth. My friends were like, you should wait a week in between those so that you don't like have to take more the next day because then you're gonna get taller and it's gonna build up. So yeah, every week I was tripping, and then
Go up to the guy.
So once a
One
week?
tab, please.
once a week, there was 1 week.
My regular.
Yeah.
The usual.
There was 1 week though that like I took a few weeks that I was like taking them back to back. So then I would take more tabs. Then it was like 2 tabs for it to hit me. Then it was 4 tabs. Then it was fucking 6 tabs. It was
Yeah.
a lot to the point where one day it was like the equivalent of like 16 hits.
Oh my God.
So I don't think it hit me the way 16 hits would hit you if your tolerance wasn't built up.
Right.
But nonetheless, it fucking hit me. And I was at a marching band competition.
Oh, wow.
And we had just finished performing, and I took like the full blown dose, and Yeah, and I remember we were watching all the marching bands perform. It was hot as fuck. It was like during the daytime. Usually like our marching band conferences were at night. But this time was at the day. So when you're tripping during the day, you're like
Damn.
It's
tripping even harder. And I remember my homie had a sweater with like zigzags, and I'm like looking at the sweater, and it starts like shifting like towards me, and so I just grab his shoulder, and he looks back at me like, "The fuck is wrong with you, bro?" And he just looks in my eyes, and he's like, "Are you tripping?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I'm fucking tripping hard." And then my friend comes up to me and like she asked me like, "Yo, you want a strawberry?" And I'm like, "No, strawberry looks scary." I was like, "Hell no." And
Damn.
yeah, dude, the football field was like the ocean. It was crazy.
How did you play?
Well,
What did you play?
This was after
Okay.
after we had performed.
Okay.
So this is me just enjoying like that I didn't have any more responsibilities throughout the day. I played trumpet, and then for the first year in marching band, and then the rest of high school, I played trumpet for like jazz band.
Okay.
But then the second year of marching band to like my last year, I played this thing called a mellophone, which is like a French horn, but for marching.
Oh, okay.
Also, for some reason, like our brass and like drumline section, we were all just faded all the time.
The
Because
druggies.
yeah,
Behind the
It's like
because
the
scenes.
opposite of what you think about like a marching band.
No,
Yeah,
for
It's
real.
like,
exactly.
People think, yeah.
because I mean, yeah, most marching bands like in every school were like nerds.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
just nerds.
But they be
bro.
having their little drama.
Well, yeah. For us, it was more like our high school music teacher, the like original members of like the marching band and stuff, like before my year, they were in band because the school just didn't have a program yet to send all the kids that were on probation or that were getting in trouble and shit. So they would send them into the music classes. So then as the years went by, like everybody just had this, and everybody that was in like the drum line and like the brass was just notorious, like they're on drugs. Is it
Stoners or
yeah,
something.
doing
That's
some
cool.
shit, and that was that. So when I came in, we were all just like, all of us were just fucked up all the time, and it was fun though. Like it was fun as fuck.
Yeah, I think I listened to an interview where you said you're like, I didn't even sign up for marching band. They just
I
put
didn't.
me in there.
Yeah, bro, because I was in rock band in middle school, and I thought band meant the same thing in high school, and then
Right.
I
marching
see.
band. And yeah, I was just stuck there, and I met my guitar player right now.
Yeah.
He was in the marching band my first year. He was
Oh,
a senior
okay.
when I was a freshman, and me and him just got cool. And then my bass player was also like his homies. Like the same year, I met both my bass player and my guitar player.
That's a dope.
So they're my homies since like we're in high school.
That's
So,
fire.
did you ever have a bad trip on the drugs? Like any weird shit that happened when you were ever doing it?
The closest thing, I thought I peed myself once because it was in the same trip that I was at the marching band competition because it was so fucking hot and I did need to go pee. And on top of that, the sun was beaming and like over here, like I just felt like I was sweaty. But in my head, like, and also, I don't know why, for some reason, like some of the parents of these like little marching band kids are like Karens. So when there's like award ceremonies going up and like
Yeah.
they're giving away the prizes, they put like a yellow tape so that you can't go to the bathroom. They're like, no, you have to watch the entire award ceremony
wow.
and shit. So they didn't let me go to the bathroom. And these like awards last for like an hour. And I was like, fuck, I gotta pee so bad. I'm like, what if I already peed myself? So then my visuals start getting stronger and I'm just like in my head
Oh my God.
for like an hour. And then I finally went to take a piss and like the walls rippled as soon as I started peeing. And I'm just like, yeah. Like, but the only bad trip I think I really had was I smoked spice on accident once.
That's hilarious.
And that was fucked up. It was not fun. That was the first performance I ever did in my life too, at an art gallery in Venice.
Oh, wow. You
Fucked
thought
up.
it was what, weed?
Yeah, I thought it was weed. And
Okay.
then ended up just like,
Yeah, because that shit is weird.
I smoked spice one time in high school. They bought it in Chinatown. We thought it was weed too.
yeah.
And my homie turned into a table.
Oh, wow.
Looked at my homie and he just became a table.
It's kind of arty.
Right. It is.
I looked at him
Renee
and he was a table. And I was like, bro, you're a fucking table, bro. And then he's like, I am. Like, and I'm just looking at him at the table.
I am.
Like, if you could picture, like, how all the people in Beauty and the Beast turned into, like, household items.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it looked to me.
Sounds pretty good to me.
The homie was a table. It's pretty
That's
wide.
crazy. Nah, yes,
Yeah.
the spice shit.
That was one and done with spice. I was like, bro, I just, like, can't have any more.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone.
Turn
No one
into
ever
a
is like,
table.
yeah, you know what's good? Spice. No one has ever said that sentence.
Yeah, no, I've only ever done like spice or fucking PCP or some shit on accident, bro. I think I've done shit like, I think I've probably tried if I've tried everything is that like I never want to try has always been on accident because I think I'm doing
Why?
something and then I'm giving something else.
During that time, you didn't have like PCP is kind of that old school like booger sugar type drugs. So like you didn't have like a bad trip when you accidentally smoked that.
Oh yeah, I smoked. I was like 14 and like somebody like gave me a blunt. I think that shit was like either laced with that or something else, but it was like in that same world. Bro, and like first of all, my lungs were just like it felt like somebody was stabbing me, bro, and I smoked it.
Could have been Sherm.
That's that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that.
Sherman beef.
PCP is Sherm. I think.
Shenanigans.
I think that this isn't
Kissing
it.
cousins.
I guess I don't know, because then I always heard spice was Sherm.
No.
No.
Sherm and PCP are like old school drugs.
Yeah.
That's like you
Back in the
yeah.
day,
I
like
once went to
case
concert
stick.
with DJ Quick, and he
Yeah.
was like, at the other point of the alley, I go, that's Sherm Alley right over there.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? They used to call them K-sticks or whatever, and they put the Sherm in the blunts. Like, them
Yeah.
old school drugs.
Like
That's
Angel,
what
Angel
happened
does.
to-
Yeah, like shit
That's what
like
happened
that.
to Kendrick, right, at the beginning of Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
That's like the
makes
whole,
sense.
Yeah.
all that
Yeah,
is
so I
about.
remember
Sherm Alley.
just
Yeah.
It's the west side of
Yeah.
Compton. Yeah.
Probably.
bugging out, dude. I was tripping for like a minute, and it just was not fun though because the whole time I was like, "This, bro, this is not weed. This is."
Yeah.
Right.
But I couldn't control what I was in the like. Was I gonna go tell like
Yeah.
my mom like, "Yo,
Am I?
yeah."
Mom, this fucking dealer laced me.
Right.
So
Call the
Beat 'em up.
police.
I'm out.
yeah, for
You gotta get
real.
your money back.
And on top of that, Hispanic parents think weed is like,
Did you have
Weed.
more?
The
Weed
work.
is like the devil.
yeah.
So if the weed is the devil, just imagine what they think of the other shit.
Right.
So me and my homie used to like to sip too. Like we used to like fucking lean and whatever. And then the homie gave us some THC syrup. And it was like a bottle of like 1,000 milligrams.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that shit. I be scared.
Funny story.
I thankfully didn't. We took so much, like we split half into 2 Sprites. You know, like some lean shit.
Yeah.
But it was just THC syrup this time, and it was we put in 2 Sprites, we drank it, and we're like, all right, bro, let's get to work, because I had an album to turn in. I was like, let's get to work, bro. So imagine literally imagine this, like literally how you and I are sitting.
Yeah.
It's like I'm on that couch and the homie's on this couch, and we both pull out our laptops, and then it's just the next day. We passed out, bro. We just
Like an edible.